welcome back to John, your daily sports dump, where we plunge in the sports world. We're a sports pipeline for breaking news, game recaps, and the hottest take in the sports industry. So while we're taking care of business, let us flush out the details and fill you in on what's happening. So take a seat, get comfortable, and make sure you have plenty of TP. It's time to explode the commode. I'm your host, John, and today we'll be talking about my reactions to the NBA Playin tournament, my NBA MVP picks, and finally some way too early picks for the MLB MVP picks for the AL and NL. All right, guys. So first we have to talk about the Warriors game. I'm really going to focus on the Western Conference because let's be honest, guys, if it's in the Eastern Conference, no matter who wins, I don't see any of the teams in the play-in beating the Celtics or the Cavs. I think it's going to be the Cavs-Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, and that's kind of a toss-up, but I'll take the Celtics. But in the West, it's the Wild West. You know, the series are better. Everything in the West is better. So I'm really going to focus on the West. But that'll bring me into my first game. The Warriors-Grizzlies was a great game. The Warriors are kind of scary considering they were up by 20 and almost blew it. But, you know, I got some stats here. Playoff Jimmy, I think, is back. We'll see. You know, this may be an overreaction considering it's been one play-in game. But that combination of him and Curry, Jimmy had 38, 7, and 6, and 3 steals to go along with Curry, who had 37, 8, and 4. This team is the worst matchup, I think, for the Rockets out of the play-in they could have gotten because of the Warriors, how they have depth and experience. And they've been in these big moments. They've had players like Jimmy and Curry and Draymond who have been in the finals. Moses Moody, been in the finals. Kevin Looney, been in the finals. They have these guys who have been in the playoff experience, whereas the Rockets, I think the Rockets are more deep and more talented than the Warriors, but the Warriors have the experience. They also have the greatest shooter the NBA has ever seen in Steph Curry. And I don't know. My gut's telling me to go with the Warriors in this series. I feel like the Warriors, just their depth, and Steph Curry can win you a game, and we've seen him do that. We saw him basically do that when the Warriors won the championship, and I think it was 22, maybe 21. I might be wrong. We saw them kind of go with Steph Curry, so Steph Curry can do that to a team, and also playoff Jimmy, we've seen him do that with the Heat. Now, he's not what he used to be on the Heat, but I do think that him and Curry can bring this team to a good run in the playoffs. I mean, obviously we'll see, but honestly, I think the Warriors could beat the Rockets. I think they beat them in 7. And whoever plays the Thunder, it's going to be either the Mavs or the Grizzlies. I think none of them can compete with the Thunder. I think if the Warriors play the Thunder, it would be a different story. I think it would be more competitive, but no, I think the Thunder are good. I think the Rockets should be worried right now because Steph Curry is that dude. And he'll show them that they got to guard him. I think you have to put Amen Thompson, or is it Asar? Whichever Thompson, they're too identical to tell. Whichever Thompson is on the Thunder or the Rockets, I don't know why I had an issue with that. Needs to guard Curry because I'd much rather have Jimmy beat us than Curry because Curry is such a hard person to defend. So we'll see how they guard Curry and how they plan to stop him. It'll be a very interesting series. Rockets are young and exciting. Ime Udoka is a great coach. We know that. We know what he did with the Celtics. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that the Rockets will lose to the Warriors, or do you think they can beat them even though they're a lot more younger and don't have as much talent, or not as much talent, as much experience, as the Warriors do in the playoffs? But next, guys, staying on the NBA, you know, I've been talking with some of my buddies and about this NBA MVP race, and it is between obviously two players, Jokic and SGA, and I'm going to break it down. I'm going to give you guys each a stat so you can make your own decision, and then I'll tell you my decision. So first I'll start with Jokic. He ranks 3rd in points in the NBA with 29. He ranks 3rd in rebounds with 12, 2nd in assists with 10, and 9th in the league with shooting 57% from the field. So overall, I mean, crazy. He's the 3rd person ever. Russ did it a lot, and then Oscar Robertson did it once. Russ did it 4 times. Jokic is now the 5th player, but 3rd person to ever average a triple-double in the season. So he is playing at a historic level we've never seen before and brought his team to a 4th seed. If you take him off, you know, I view the MVP as the most valuable. He is the most valuable player to his team, and, you know, that kind of tells you guys who I'm favoring in this. I think he's a lot more valuable to his team than Shea is to his team. I think if you take Shea off of his team, the Thunder are still a very good, very competitive team. If you take Jokic off the Nuggets, what are the Nuggets? I think they're maybe a play-in team. Maybe they sneak in at the 10 seed. And yes, I know that the offense is centered around Jokic, but Shea's averaging 32. Like, if a dude's averaging 32 points, you can't tell me the offense is not centered around him. Shea has a big effect on that offense. So I get what you guys say that, yeah, it's, Shea is averaging and having a career year, which he is. And I'll bring up the Shea stats right now. Shea's first in the NBA with points. That's really it. In the statistical point, he's 76 in rebounds. Okay, he's not as tall, whatever. Fifth with 5 rebounds. Sorry, not fifth. He is 14th in assists with 6, and then he's 21st in shooting percentage, was shooting 51% from the field. And I was arguing with one of my buddies, and you know who you are, you're watching this. Last night, him and I were talking about this, just a civil conversation, nothing crazy. But he was saying that Shea is more efficient. Really? He's more efficient than a guy who's shooting 57% from the field, and Shea's shooting 51% from the field? I mean, 57 seems more efficient than 51. So Jokic has been more efficient, and he is more valuable to his team. I view the MVP as a more valuable player. It has turned into a terrible award in the past few years that it is given to the best player on the best team. Sometimes the best player on the best team is not the best player in the NBA. Jokic is the best player in the NBA, but he's not going to get the award this year because people are going to be like, oh, Shea's the best player on that best team. So that's where I think that they need to kind of fix this voting system, where it's like Jokic is a lot more valuable to his team than Shea is to his team, I think. I think if you take Shea off of his team, their success is they're still a successful playoff team. If you take Jokic off of the Nuggets, they're nothing. And yeah, you can use the offense is centered around Jokic a lot more than it is around Shea, which I can agree with, but Shea still has a great effect on that offense. So that's why I don't like that argument. And Shea, obviously, they're the 1 seed. They have 68 wins, so they're a young team as well. But I think Jokic is the MVP. I'll leave that up to debate for you guys to let me know in the comment section down below who is the MVP. Is it Shea or is it Jokic, and why? Why do you guys think it is? Because I'd love to see your guys' thoughts and comments on this in the comment section down below. And then my final topic of the day, MLB MVP. I'm a big MLB fan. As you guys know, I'm a Sox fan, so we're not going to really talk about the Sox because there's nothing to talk about besides that we have some good pitching arms. But I'm going to talk about the MVPs, my way too early kind of MVPs. I got 2 for each league. AL, I got Aaron Judge. I mean, obviously, dude won the unanimous MVP last year, and he's probably going to win it this year. He's hitting 409, 7 home runs, which are second in the league. 20, and obviously 409 is the best average in the MLB. 21 RBIs, which is, I think, second in the MLB. He's tied for second and has an insane 1,300 OPS, which is crazy. He's also on the Yankees team that is 11-7. So, yeah, it's really early in the year, but they're not doing as well as a lot of people have thought. And Judge has kind of been a big reason why they're still afloat. It's him and Max Fried. They've been playing really well. But hitting 409 is just an insane mark, and I feel bad for this next guy who I think is second in MVP voting as of right now. I know it's only 18 games into the season, but it's someone that no one has really talked about because he's on a team that's very, they're literally they don't have a city. I'm talking about the A's. They're in Sacramento. They're in a minor league stadium, and Tyler Soderstrom is the player that I'm thinking of. He's hitting 324. He's having a career year. He has 8 home runs, which is the most in the league. He's terrorizing my White Sox currently. They're in a series against him. He has 17 RBIs, which isn't a crazy mark, but still is a lot for 18 games. And has not as great of an OPS as Judge, but it's Aaron Judge. He's a 1,100 OPS, which is still an insane OPS. But it's unfair to compare him to Judge because we know right now that Judge is the best player in, I would honestly say, baseball right now. Soto has not looked that good, and Ohtani hasn't been Ohtani sort of thing right now. But I think that Aaron Judge is the runaway MVP, and I think it's just going to be like that for the next coming years, which stinks for any other MLB fan that's not in the that's not a Yankees fan, but we'll see. We'll see. It'll be a very interesting race. It's really early in the season too, so maybe, who knows? I mean, hitting 400 18 games in the season is impressive. Do I think he'll be able to do that the whole season? No. I think he'll be able to hit 324. I think is a great line for him. Soderstrom, we'll see if he's kind of like this early season hit wonder. But if he's able to continue this, the A's will be a scary team. They have a very young, talented team. So they're exciting. They're very interesting. And this is turning out to be a great MLB season so far. The next thing I want to talk about is the NL MVP. Pete Alonso has to be the MVP right now. Honestly, I think he's hitting 365, has 5 home runs, has 21 RBIs, has a 1,200 OPS. He is doing an insane job, and he's on the team that he was kind of viewed as like the third or fourth star on the team. He's doing better than Soto. He's doing better than Lindor. He's doing better than, I think he's more valuable than Kodai Senga. You can't really, compare him considering that Senga's a pitcher, but he's the best player on this Mets team when he was not viewed as supposed to be the best player on this Mets team. And he's kind of keeping them afloat right now. A lot of them are having their early season struggles, so it's going to be a very interesting thing. And then another one I want to talk about is Fernando Tatis. He's hitting 348, 6 home runs, 14 RBIs, and 1,000 OPS, and has more walks than strikeouts. 18 games into the season, that's a very impressive mark. Now, yes, he has 10 walks to 9 strikeouts, which is only one better, but still, if you have more walks and strikeouts, you are doing something right. And he's on the Padres team that is the best team in MLB. So it's not just him, it's his whole team is being very, very successful. I can't really say definitively because these stats are so close. I mean, if you're looking at the OPS department, yeah, you would take Alonso. But it's a very close race, I think, because of MVP, like I talked about in the NBA and in the MLB, they do this too. It's a team award too. So if their team is more successful, they're going to give it to the guy who's on the better team. So we'll see. Obviously, it's a very exciting race, very early in the season. But that's all kind of my takes for the baseball MVP. Let me know what you guys think about those in the comment section down below, or if you think I missed anybody. I'm open to seeing who you guys think should be the MVP. But that's all I had for today's episode. So thanks for tuning into the John, Your Daily Sports Dump, where we talked about my reactions to the NBA play-ins, my NBA MVP pick, and my MLB MVP picks. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, share, follow, do all that good stuff. It means a lot. If you're really enjoying these episodes, it means a lot. And I think we're going to be on Spotify after this episode, so make sure to follow there too. Share with your friends. It means a lot. And if you're looking for even more sports talk, check out the Sports Syllabus Show, where my partner and I tackle the hottest takes and topics in the college sports world and sports all around. It's a two-ply discussion, strong, reliable, and always ready for the messiest takes in the sports industry. Join me next time on the John, Your Daily Sports Dump, where we'll be downloading a brown load of sports stats. Until then, keep your game face on and stay regular. This is the John, signing off.
Don't nobody go in the bathroom for about 35, 45 minutes. Somebody open the window.